What's up, y'all? It's your girl Shay Renee, and we are back to talk about this good old Braden family, child. Family Empire Houston. And y'all, they still on the quest to get grandmama's land, child. Let's get on into it, shall we?
Can't ball in a life, man. Go on with it, go on with it. Do us. So we are coming here with a force, yeah. Blessings we are reaping, we coursing on full. But we not rise on board. Yeah, we give thanks like we need it the most. We have to give thanks like we really supposed to be thankful. Blessings all coming like man. But thank God for the journey that us to the plus. Yeah. Gratitude is a must. Yeah. Blessings all on our right hand. What's a toast to the friends that take off to be Lord one time. Sit down in a class and we force them. Only see the road and the one with the road.
Looking for ways to improve your health? Look no further. Visit www.shayrene.net, where we provide healing beyond the prescription pad. We have hand-blended teas and herbs that are going to provide you with ultimate immune health, cold-pressed juices, as well as sea moss gels that are going to provide you with your daily vitamins and nutrients in just 2 tablespoons. Shop www.shayrene.net and receive free shipping on all orders over $75. Don't wait, because a healthy life is ahead. All right, y'all. First of all, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much, Pamela Johnson, for watching. She says, "Hey, Shay Love, what's up? What's up? How you bees?" Y'all, I be coming on all times of the day and hours. Child, listen, 9 to 5, wifing, momming, business owning means I'm gonna be coming on here all types of timing. Okay, but let's go get on into Family Empire Houston, y'all. Let me say this: I'm really enjoying this show, and Jermisha, Jaquita, and Nicole, they are funny. Okay, they actually I actually had a chance. They responded to me on Twitter. I'll show y'all. So let me show you this. This is the family tree because child, we this is a new show, so we trying to get to know people's names. So I just be referring to this here chart as much as possible. Okay, so if I forget somebody's name, charge it to my head and not my damn heart, child. Okay, but y'all, I wanted to go into this. They showed this picture of Nicole as a child, and I said, that is not Nicole. That is Jermisha. Did y'all notice that when they put this picture up? I just wanted to show y'all this because I was like, unless Nicole bleached her daggone skin, child, that is not her. And it was funny because I put it on Twitter and I said, that picture of Nicole as a child is definitely not her, in my opinion. It looked like Jermisha, unless Nicole bleached her skin or something. They definitely used the wrong photo. And Nicole actually responded to me and said, that definitely wasn't me. And that was Jermisha. They messed that all up. And Jermisha actually commented as well and laughed. So I thought that was so dope that they actually even saw my tweet and took the time to respond to it. So kudos to the Braden family for noticing little old me, child. I was really like excited. Okay. But moving on, the episode starts off where child Jamisha is on a quest to get Grandma Oscarine's land, child. She says, listen, you ain't about to waste this land. We gonna keep this in the family. We gonna keep making money off of this. And I don't care who I got to convince, okay? Let me tell you something. That's a sales lady right there. She gonna sell peanuts to an elephant. That's what she gonna do because she is going to be on your ass. Okay, she is on Granny's tail, and she ain't accepting no for an answer. So she meets with Aisha and Kevin Shelton, who are experienced, seasoned developers and builders in the area. And Aisha is actually a realtor for the Braden Group. So they talk about the value of the land, and Kevin actually says, he gives some ideas of what the layout could be like, what types of homes they could service over there, and just giving off some different ideas. And he comes up with $7 to $10 million could literally be their profit if they were to go ahead and go the route of building homes on the land instead of just selling the land. So Jermisha gets wide eyed and bushy tailed, okay? And Aunt Nikki is there as well. So she's there to pretty much be the voice box of the G2s to go back and tell the G1s what's going on and really just get them to understand that it really doesn't make sense to just sell the land. The G1s get the cash, do whatever they're going to do with it, and move on with your life. I agree with Jermisha. I think that the land should stay in the family and they should do something with it because you can continue to make money off of it. I thought Jermisha's idea at first was to build homes and sell them on the land. But in this conversation, she realized that she was like, no, I don't want to build the homes and sell them. We can make a huge profit off of that as well. I mean, they would still make way more money than what they would do if they just sold the land to somebody and then somebody else would eventually just do the same thing. But they're talking about building homes and renting the property, which is going to definitely create generational wealth like they intend to do. So Jermisha says basically throws a little bit of shade after they talk about how much profit they can make. And she says, listen, Granny done, how many properties has Granny sold to pay y'all bills? And Aunt Nikki was like, hold on, whoa there. What you not about to do is come for us, okay? Granny ain't paying my damn bills. She ain't paying our bills. Yes, she's giving us, some things, but we've worked all our lives. Like they talk about all the time how they used to work at the banquet hall. They were constantly basically the G1s is like we done gave our parents free labor for years. Whatever they gave us, that's basically back pay for all the work we done did and continue to do because all of them still go over there and work without a paycheck to help out with the facilities that they still own, the commercial facilities rather, that they still have in the family. So Nikki is basically defending her brothers and sisters, her brother and her sisters, and she goes on to say, listen, I get what you're trying to do here. I think this is a great idea. But if you want this to happen, you're going to have to talk to the other two sisters. And, child, you're going to have to build your case. Okay, I'm on your side. But what you ain't going to do is talk shit about me and my sisters and my brother while I'm here. I'm just saying. Okay? Pitch the right idea, and you should be good as golden with Granny. So moving on, Nicole goes to dinner with her mom, Joy, and they talk about her daughter Layton having the C-19 and the flu, and then just feeling all overall terrible, but how she's coming out of it. And then they talk about how her daughter Layton has also been talking about how much she wants a sibling. So Nicole goes into talking about in vitro, how they thought that they were going to have to do it because it was taking her a while to have Layton when they were trying. And right before they settled into the idea of doing in vitro, they were blessed with a pregnancy where Layton came to be true. So she says that, they've tried to have kids again, but it's just hadn't been a possibility. And they were thinking about in vitro and how it just made her sad that it wasn't happening naturally as quickly as she wanted it to. And she didn't really want to talk to the family about it because as a woman, it makes you feel like, dang, why is this not happening for me? But why is my body not reacting? This is something that naturally you feel like as a woman you should be able to do. And when you feel like you can't do it at the time that you want to do it, it makes you feel some type of way. And I can totally understand that. I've told y'all previously in videos before where when I was ready to have my son Gavin, I was like, Dad, why is it not happening? Like, it took us quite a few months to have my son. And right when I was thinking about going to my doctor to figure out some other options, I ended up getting pregnant as well. So it's divine timing for anything, any type of blessing, such as having a child, which is a huge blessing in itself. So the mom was like, why didn't you tell us about this? And, I never knew that you were having any issues. And Nicole was like, I ain't telling y'all. I don't want to talk about that. She basically felt like the family would have judged her, or she just is already stressful enough thinking about why is this not happening. And then to have the peanut gallery, with, AKA your family in your ear, asking all these questions, why you ain't tell us, how can they help, everybody offering their unsolicited opinions, that sometimes can make it worse for you and even more stressful. So she just talked about how she decided to keep that between her and her husband. So then they talk about Nicole's conversation with her sister Keisha and how, outside noise has been something that has prevented them from being closer. And she just wants to clear that out and keep a good line of communication with her sister. So her mom begins to go into talking about some, well, it's been problems before you and Keisha was even born. And then she tries to, I feel like the mom was getting ready to go into what happened and why the dad cheated and what, because basically we do the math. Nicole and Keisha are months apart. They both are 40 years old. Okay. Nicole got a little sister named Monet. So Papa was a Rolling Stone. Let's just say that, okay? But he's still married to Nicole and Monet's mother. So she decided to stay through, of course, his obvious infidelities, okay? So the mom Joy began to go into this conversation, and Nicole says, "Hold on, who goes there? Stop, halt, don't even say nothing else. I don't want to get in that. Don't get me in the middle of that. I ain't trying to be talking about that. Whatever gripes and issues that you have, you go and take it to Jesus because I don't give a, okay, I ain't trying to be in that." And I get it because as the child, you want to look at your father as your father. You are not his wife, so it's like, ugh, I don't want nobody hurting my mama, even my daddy. But it's like I'd rather just have my thoughts of my father. It's obvious what her father did, right? But I don't want to begin to absorb those emotions as a child. If I was Nicole, I can see where she doesn't want to absorb her mom's, I guess, resentment towards the father for what he did. And apparently the mother hasn't wholeheartedly forgiven her dad because she up and ready to have the conversation and spill the tea to her daughter. And I think that sometimes parents over time, they develop a relationship, right? Especially as older daughters, as the oldest child and my mother's only daughter. I can see where Nicole is feeling like, okay, me and my mom have a different relationship, right? And she want to talk to me and give me the tea like I'm one of her little friends, but the tea is my daddy, okay? And I ain't trying to talk to your sisters and your friends or whoever. Don't talk to me because at the end of the day, you have to understand that as the child, that's your father. You don't want to know all that. You don't want to look at your daddy like that. Okay. So I appreciate Nicole setting those boundaries with her mother and being honest with her and telling her, yeah, this ain't the conversation that you want to have with me. Okay. So moving on, in the next scene, Jermisha and well, it looked like Jermisha and Nicole, but Jermisha hosts a brunch that's called Brunch with the Broker to appreciate their team and give them advice on basically their careers, their journeys, and give advice to all of the realtors that work within their organization. And so Jermisha, Nicole, and their aunt Nikki talk about um, what they want to see done with the land and the value that they got from the Sheltons. Okay, so Nicole says, "Listen, I'm all for whatever y'all trying to do. I support y'all, but I don't support trying to push Granny into doing something she doesn't want to do. Granny gonna do whatever Granny want to do. So y'all stop trying to sit up here and persuade her to do something because if you think it's a good idea. Let Granny do what she want to do because she thinks it's a good idea." And I get where Nicole is coming from. I think she's trying to remain a neutral party. She obviously knows that Jermisha's plan is a good plan, but she also cherishes her relationship with her grandmother and she doesn't want it to create a gap between them because the grandmother may feel like, oh, I don't want to go around them because I know they're going to be asking me about this damn land. They want to enjoy their time with her because obviously Granny is getting Miss Oscarine is getting old. Okay, she already is old. She in her 80s, child. And you want to enjoy your time with her or whatever her final years are, and you don't want to spend your last days with her or years or whatever she has left constantly badgering her about some land. You want it to be good times. And if she wants to give them the land, give them the land. If she don't. It is what it is. Moving on. Nicole basically just urges Jermisha not to undermine Granny and do what Granny won't. So Keisha and her girlfriend Caramel arrive, and they talk about how Caramel actually wants to work for the brokerage and how Keisha sort of feels left out with the family working in the business. She doesn't, I think she's the only one. I don't know if she works with the brokerage because she was taking a picture the day of the picture day with 126 photography, which is one of the Jaquita's husband. So I don't know if she's a realtor or not. She does something with the business, but she apparently still feels left out. I don't know if it's because of those pictures that they take, where it's, oh, the Braden girls and then everybody else. And Keisha be in the picture as everybody damn else. Also, side note, I don't like how Nicole calls her half sister. I ain't think black people did the half thing. That I ain't never heard us do that. It's more, that's my sister. It is what it is. Y'all got the same daddy. Y'all sisters. Okay. Moving on. Jamisha and Nicole address the brokers and the realtors and talk about how only 6% of brokers are black, and they discuss the value that they bring to the market and how they must educate others and help them to elevate and just really let people know how to get into the real estate industry and be successful. So Jamisha's giving her speech and doing a damn good job at it, and Nicole is like, hold on, hold there, wait a minute, I'm here too. Hey, hey, this is my business too. Hey, Oscarine, yeah, Miss Granny Oscarine gave me and you the money to get our brokerage licenses and become realtors. So it's just like, you and I, we come in tandem. It's our business. So let me get on up here and say some stuff too. So Nicole gets up there and gives her little 2 cents or whatever. And Nikki talks about how Nicole doesn't want Jermisha to outshine her, but Jermisha deserves the limelight. And she got to pretty much put Nicole in check and say, listen, hey, sister cuz, this ain't your time to shine, sis. Let me go on and have my little 5 minutes of fame, okay? You doing your thing. We get it. We know you part owner of the business because you writing the checks for these bills. But give me a little second. Let me have my little 5 minutes, okay? But of course, Nicole got to come up and with her child Balmain suit and give a speech. Okay. So moving on. Um Jermisha sits down, her and Nicole sit down with their family because at this point, everybody's sitting around the table and they talk about how Chris hasn't been coming in the office and how they need to get this contract done. Here's my thing. Why don't y'all just get a man the daggone contract? Why are we still having this discussion over him coming in the office? He said he'll come in the office if you give him a contract. Y'all even suggested the contract. Write it up. Give it to him. I don't understand why this is still a discussion. Keisha even says, we still talking about this contract? Like, what the hell? Okay, girl, if y'all don't get this man this contract and get on over it, child, moving on. So Nicole begins to talk about Caramel. She addresses Caramel rather, which is Caramel is Keisha's partner. That's her girlfriend. And she talks about how, basically they don't really know her like that. Like their only memory of her is when she came to, I guess Keisha's mom had passed away, and at the funeral or maybe the repast or whatever. Apparently they all were together. The family was all together after or at the funeral. I'm not sure. They were at somebody's house, and it was pertaining to Keisha's mom's death, and they got together as a family. And apparently, a ex was calling Keisha on the phone, and Caramel, in lieu of Keisha grieving, she's like, "Who? Why is she calling?" And this, that, and the third. And so Keisha is grieving, and the family feels like that was insensitive of Caramel to be addressing that issue while she's dealing with this whole situation with her mom. And Caramel is like, what? So she's sitting there looking like she's getting she's feeling ambushed. And even Aunt Nikki was like, yeah, because you come to events and you just kind of sit off in the corner. You don't be talking to nobody. And Jermisha called Caramel a daggone accessory to Keisha. I was like, damn. Can the girl eat her brunch that y'all done put together? Like, damn. She came in here to get to know y'all, not sit off in the corner. She actually sitting at the table with y'all. And this is what y'all do. Y'all take y'all time to with her to ambush her like this. And even Keisha, when she was sitting there, she was like, I didn't even know that y'all felt like that. Like I had no idea that y'all have been thinking about that all this time. But Keisha, I feel like in that moment, even though she sent the text message later on in the episode to all of them saying how much she didn't really appreciate how they treated Caramel at the event, you should have defended her in the moment. You should have been like, I don't, hold on, y'all. I get it that y'all are my family. And that was a situation that we were going through. And of course, it's not ideal given what was going on. But this is what happened, XYZ. I think that was her moment to be honest, because later on in the episode, Caramel and Keisha sit down and Caramel asks her, did you tell them what was really going on? Were you honest with them? And Keisha kind of jumps around the situation. She didn't even really say what it was that she did. It was just like, oh, I maintained an inappropriate relationship and didn't respect Caramel's boundaries. So this was when they were looking at a house together later on in the episode. They're looking at a house because they're looking to get married, blend their families and whatnot. So Caramel was showing Keisha around a potential home, and Keisha was like, yeah, it was a nice house. It was 5 bedrooms. It had a pool. Child, that thing was a lap of luxury. I'm like, what the hell do Keisha do? Hmm. Shout out to ShayRenee.net, y'all. Y'all need to get y'all some kale tonic. That drink is good, okay? And the only reason I'm still awake, by the way. Moving on. Um, so they're talking about the whole situation at the house that they're going to buy. And Caramel even asked Keisha at that point, "Did you tell your family what you did?" And Keisha was like, well, no, I didn't tell them what I did, but I'm going to talk to them about it and we're going to see what's what. And we also learned in that scene that Keisha actually has a 17-year-old son. So apparently she liked men at some point. And we learned that she's not just full on lesbian, she's actually bisexual. So she said at a young age, around when she had her son, I guess, she learned that she was bisexual. And she's always been the outcast in the family. So her lifestyle has always been very different from what anybody would expect in the family. So in that moment, they reference what happened here at this brunch. And I was really surprised at Aunt Nikki at the brunch because she just seemed to have a lot of steam for Miss Caramel that I didn't understand. I was like, damn, Aunt Nikki, did Caramel piss in your Cheerios? Because you don't like this lady. Caramel seemed cool to me, child. I don't know, but hopefully Keisha tell the family what the hell she did. Hell, I want to know what the hell she did. All she said was Caramel made her boundaries clear. She crossed the boundaries. Caramel felt it was inappropriate for Keisha to still be friends or be having conversations with her ex-girlfriend. And I want to know, what did these conversations consist of? Were you still having intercourse? Like, did the girl feel like y'all could get back together? Mind you, if my mom just passed away, my ex knows I have a girlfriend. Why would you be causing problems by calling me? And even the family addressed that. They were like, I don't understand why the ex was still calling her anyway. So it sounds like we need to get to know what the hell was going on to create this rift, because for Caramel seems like a very level-headed person. So for her to be bringing this up as this girl is grieving, something ain't right. Something ain't right. So moving on, Chris, Jaquita's husband, is at home with their son Carter, and he's doing little daddy daycare. He talks about how his dad wasn't around when he was growing up, so he loves being a dad to Carter, and he loves to, have this one-on-one time with him, and he really enjoys being Carter's father. And his father was in jail a lot of his life, so he really didn't have that. So the opportunity to be a well-present father, he enjoys that. So they're making spaghetti for dinner, and then they end up calling FaceTime and Jaquita, And Jaquita is in Mexico, child. She going to the dispensaries, hanging out with her friends, living her best life. And she do not want to be talking about work. She is on vacation. But of course, Chris ends up talking about work. He brings up to her that, they still haven't sent him the contract and he want to quit. He ain't really trying to be waiting on them to send no contract. They don't appreciate him, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. One thing about Chris gonna have on a 126 photography shirt. Every scene that I've seen Chris in, he had on a 126 photography shirt. And what is Chris? Smart. Okay, because these companies, these networks, they want to exploit you and get you in the middle of some mess, create turmoil in your families, but they don't want to. They promote black excellence, like another show we know about that also is produced by this show. I mean, this executive producer, Carlos King. Um, we think that this stuff is about black excellence and business, but we not showcasing the people's businesses like that. So I love the fact that Chris is like, oh, you gonna show my business because I'm gonna wear this shirt every fucking scene. Every motherfucking scene. Okay. Shout out to 126 Photography, child. He must be taking all the pictures in Houston because, child, this is a commercial. But moving on, Jaquita is basically like, listen, Chris, we not about to do anything off of emotion. Just let me enjoy my time on my vacation because I really don't want to be talking about this. I'm about to go and have me some tequila, okay? I don't got time to be listening to you bitching and moaning about my damn sister cousins, okay? My sister cousin and my sister. Let's talk about this when we get home. And what you're not about to do is quit no damn job because we got bills in here. And Chris is like, yeah, we could be rich and my wife still want to be working me. Chris, it sounds like you don't want to do any work. Huh? I think, let me say this. I feel like Chris, he got something with him and Nicole. Like, I don't know if Chris likes Nicole. I think he respects her as his cousin, by marriage. But I think that Chris feels like Nicole is controlling, and he is the type, you ain't gonna control me. You do what you got to, you do what you doing over there in your house, but in this house, that ain't happening. I have a voice in my house and you are not gonna silence me. So you want your little pictures taken of your little properties and your realtors? Guess what? Do what I want you to do. Get this contract done. Or else I'm not gonna do shit. And Chris, that's not really the right mindset. If these people are paying you, like Nicole said, she's like, listen, I'm tired of the money coming out of my damn bank account, whenever he get paid, and he ain't doing no damn work. It is what it is. Any normal company that you were working for, if this wasn't your family, your ass will be grass, period. Now, I don't know why he got to be in the office every day. Maybe he only need to be in there 3 times a week. I don't know. But whatever y'all do, y'all need to work it out and go and get Mr. Chris his contract so he don't quit a job and Jaquita be pissed off at y'all and him for not having no damn job. Moving on. Um, Nicole and Leighton are at home, and Grandma Oscarine comes over for dinner. So Granny brings her child. Granny brought her own damn sangria. Okay, she's like, listen, what you not about to do is give me some bullshit. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and I'm gonna bring my own libations. That's one thing I love. Let me tell you something. Old people ain't gonna let you spike their damn drinks, child. My husband's grandmother, I believe she's 84, 85, something like that. She's in her 80s, and I never forget. She said to me, she was like, "Oh baby, I don't let nobody pour my drinks. I make my own drinks because you never know what somebody gonna put in it." Okay, Grandma Oscarine, she ain't playing. Okay, she brought her own sangria because you ain't about to mix me no bullshit. Okay, so moving on, they're in there cooking and whatnot, and Nicole is just gushing over the fact that her grandmother is there, and she talks about how Grandma Oscarine what isn't really the type of person to show a lot of affection and tell you that she loves you and stuff like that, but she shows her love through doing things for you, like cooking, like providing opportunities, things like that. And she just like, you could see that Nicole's heart was just warmed by all of that. And sometimes it's okay for people to accept, even though it's not ideal how some people love you. I feel like she's accepted the way Grandma Oscarine loves her, and she admires her for it. So then they began to talk about Nicole potentially adopting a child. And we learned that Grandma Oscarine actually was adopted as well. She says that she was adopted at 5 months. She had a great life, and her adoptive parents loved her very much. And she went on to have 9 children of her own. So, was it 9 of them? Wait, I think it's the brother. Child, I don't know, child. We got to refer back to the chart. I think they said Grandma Oscarine had 9 children, but she went on to have her own family, have her own kids, and built this extravagant, life for her grandkids and her children. So, you know, she's done big things in her life, and her being adopted wasn't stopping no show. Okay, so Nicole says that she admires her grandmother and the life that she's had, so she feels like she has built a great life for herself, and her husband can provide a great life for an adopted child as well. So that's the route that they're going to go, and she tells her grandmother that that's where she wants to go, and she doesn't believe that the rest of the family will understand it, but she knows that she will be the one that will give her blessing. So they sit down and talk, because grandma didn't cook daggone cabbage, child, because she looks at how Nicole was about to cut that damn cabbage up, and she's like, "Oh, baby, you won't cut the cup cabbage like that? Let me cut it, and let me cut these here onions, because y'all look like the type that need to put some goggles on when you cutting the onions. Let me do it. Let me do it." Okay, Grandma Oscarine probably the type that take the pan out the oven without the damn oven mitts on, child. I ain't messing with Grandma Oscarine because she is the goat. Okay, she can do the greatest of all time. She can do it all. So they sit down and talk about the land again. Child, we gonna beat this land into the damn ground. Okay. So Nicole basically says, "Listen, I know that Jermisha and Jaquita and everybody is really like talking to you about this land and whatnot. Mainly Jermisha, because Jaquita is just kind of like the silent, funny sister. I love me some Quita because she is hilarious. Actually, her and Jermisha are pretty funny together. I guess that's why they sisters. But she basically wants to reassure grandma at this point that you can do what you want to do. We're going to go along with whatever you want to do. And at this point, I just don't want you to feel pressured by anybody coming to you with stuff and you ain't with it. If you want to give your kids your land and, do what you got to do for them, great. I respect it. I understand it. And Grandma Oscarine looked at her and like, "Oh, baby, listen, let me tell you something." She ain't say this, but she looked at her like, "Listen, don't let it fool you. If I know I'm a woman of less words now because of this condition I got, but ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do." Okay. And she did say, "Ain't nobody gonna pressure me into nothing." And I get it, Granny. Like, listen, do what you want to do. You done amassed all of this amazing wealth. No matter what them kids to get, it'll be a blessing. Okay. Moving on, we get to the last scene where Jermisha and Justin arrive at the venue for his gig. We learned earlier in the episode that Jermisha and Justin, which is her husband, Justin is Jermisha's husband, they met actually with him singing at a gig. So apparently, this man is a jack of all trades. He got a 9 to 5 job. He's a realtor and he's a musician. And Jermisha is like his biggest fan, child. She loves, loves, loves her some Justin, and she has a good time at his shows. I thought it was so cute. They had their little baby. Child, I don't remember what the little baby's name was. What was the baby's name? Jackson. Jackson was in the room with them in the scene prior to. And Jermisha, I think Jackson is a year old, but she's still breastfeeding. Let me tell y'all something. Breastfeeding I took it for granted, but it was the most amazing experience. Okay. And when I see other Black women breastfeeding is like, it's hard, but once you do it and that bonding time with your child, that reassurance that you're providing them nutrients and nurturing at the same time, that is time that you will miss and you can't get back when they grow up. So I love to see that she was doing that and creating that foundation for her son, because this formula, let me tell y'all something, it is not good for our kids. And if you can produce breast milk, please, if you have babies, please utilize that option. Don't dry your milk up. Do the work. Breastfeed these kids, okay? But that's my little quick little 2 cents on the breastfeeding, child, okay? So moving on, they arrive at the venue. Jaquita comes back from her vacation, and her and Chris arrive, and Chris got on that 126 photography with child. Shout out to Chris, child, because he gonna make sure that he gonna get some clients every episode, okay? So then Nicole arrives and she talks about her 4 closings. Okay. She's like, listen, I'm a little late. Me and my fur, because I had to do 4 closings. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and get this fur out the way because the summer is coming. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear this before I can't wear it anymore. And Jaquita said the same thing with her leather outfit, yeah. Okay. So they all sit down and pretty much fill Jaquita in on what happened with the situation at the brokers and the brunch with the broker event where they all basically ambushed Caramel, Keisha's girlfriend. And Jaquita is like, yeah, I got, because Keisha apparently sent all of them a text message letting them know that she ain't really appreciate how they treated her girlfriend. So Jaquita is like, damn, how the hell I get in it? How I get in it? I wasn't even here. I was probably having a damn margarita while y'all was talking shit. And Monet comes in, which is Keisha and Nicole's little sister, and she's feeling the same way. She like, how the hell I get in it? Because I mean, I'm on the text thread, but I wasn't even there. So they all talk about how they feel about Caramel, and Aunt Nikki arrives at this point. They fill her in on the fact that they feeling in Jaquita, and Nicole says that uh Caramel feels like Aunt Nikki doesn't like her, or doesn't respect her, and Aunt Nikki like, I don't really care about homegirl. And I tell her to her face, basically. I'm like, Lord, Aunt Nikki don't like this Caramel lady. I don't know what she done did to Aunt Nikki, but baby, we got to learn, because ain't no reason to have this much animosity about somebody that comes and sits in her own little corner in her own little chair, child. Okay. But moving on, here come Keisha and Caramel walking through the door. So they all basically prepared to let them have it about this text message Keisha done brought. And as we can see from the clips, it ain't go over too well, because I seen Keisha yelling. So y'all, we are getting to know this Braden family, child, and they are quite entertaining. Let me get into y'all comments before I get up on out of here. Nicole Biggs says, hey, Shay, what's up, girl? What's up? How you be? Thank y'all. Listen, y'all, it is 1:35 a.m. Your girl got to get up at 6:30 in the morning. I got to stop doing this to myself. We got to stop meeting like this. I'm going to have to figure it out. But the people that come in this late at night with me, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much. Okay. My girl Pacino Rules is in the building. You must live in California, friend. You got to. Or some of y'all must live in a different time zone. And if you don't and you up with me, that's love right there. I appreciate y'all. She says, hey Shay Renee, what's up? What's up? How you bees? Pacino Rules says this storyline has all kinds of holes in it. Yeah, we gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it out. Pacino Rule says Mother Oscarine is goals. She absolutely is. Absolutely. Like, this woman is the epitome of a matriarch. True matriarch of the family. She has done what needs to be done for a family. Pacino Rule says Mother Oscarine says she will not be pressured. She shall not be moved. Okay. And that lady, I can look at her and tell ain't nobody gonna make her do shit that she don't want to do. Okay. Pamela Johnson says Nicole is a mess, child. Listen, Nicole talked to me on Twitter, so I'm gonna give her a little. I'm gonna give her a little grace right now. I'm gonna give her a little grace, but I can see she might be a little humdinger. I feel like, let me be honest. I feel like Nicole, she gives me a very controlling spirit. She gives me, I gotta make everything look perfect. Like, I need my life to look a certain way, and I will go at any length to make it that way. She gives me, everybody needs to agree with her or she gonna have an attitude. uh, she just has a very overbearing or overpowering spirit to me, some kind of way. And I feel like I really sense that that's going to rear its ugly head at some point. in this season, because the way it's already shown itself in her relationship with Keisha and how she treats her sister by calling her half sister, and walking out on conversations because somebody was laughing. I'm like, girl, you done grown up with Jamisha and Jaquita. You know they damn silly. So I don't even know why you getting so upset, but we gonna see, child. We gonna see, okay? Pacino Rule says, I like the variety of personalities on the show. I do too, and I think you know what makes it likable. The how do I say? I feel like it's genuine, right? I feel like the family genuinely loves each other. I feel like they, no matter good or bad, they always going to have each other's backs, right? I feel like they genuinely love each other. I really, really do. And I think that this family, no matter what, they always gonna rock for each other. Good, bad, good, bad, or ugly. Okay. Pamela Johnson says yes. Miss B says, what's up, Miss B? My sister's in the building. Okay. Miss B says it's a nice family show and dynamic. Yeah. And listen, like I said in the first review I did, I hope Carlos King don't F it up. But y'all, only time will tell. But I think that with the Bradens, I don't think that TV is going to change them. I think that they really look at TV as an opportunity to promote themselves more, not so much become famous. Like, I don't think that them being famous or being seen is a priority to them, which I think will help them to create the long haul for this show. And I just really love to see the dynamic of the family. It's real. And I just hope that they can maintain that realness. Miss B says, nah, you know he gonna Carlos it up next season. Child, I'm afraid. But I just pray that he don't. This seems like a very, like I said, I love this family and their connectivity. I hope he don't ruin these people's family, but we shall see, sis. But y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Please, please, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with anybody else that's watching this show with us too. And y'all, we are on the countdown for my birthday. It is Saturday, July 20th, and we are on, if you feel so free, purchase from my website, donate to my Cash App. We are trying to get Sister Girl a computer so that I can share information with y'all better, do more videos. I want to start doing more hot topics, and I need to get a new laptop. So any donations are appreciated, okay? Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace it on out, y'all. Let me find the outro real fast. Bye, y'all.